Hello everybody, my name is Louis, and today my topic is why prostitution should be legal. Sex workers are, for the most part, just ordinary women who are doing a job. People are allowed to enter professions that might be unsafe. People are allowed to enter into professions where their body is seen as a tool of the trade. People are allowed to enter professions that seem morally questionable. The only time that isn't the case is when a woman is having sex as her profession. At least, it isn't the case in Taiwan. There are a great many countries where the sex worker is legal, such as New Zealand, which decriminalized sex work in 2003. The results of the Prostitution Reform Act have been beneficial for sex workers. A study from the Christchurch School of Medicine found that 90% of sex workers believe the Prostitution Reform Act gave them employment, legal, healthy, and safety rights. A substantial 64% found it easier to refuse clients. Significantly, 57% said police attitudes to sex workers changed for the better. Prostitutes also reported being able to go to the police when they were hurt or threatened. And one sex worker successfully sued a brothel owner for sexual harassment. Lives for sex workers in countries like New Zealand are getting better. Critics of decriminalizing prostitution often point to increased reports of trafficking in countries that have legalized prostitution, such as Germany. It is, however, quite possible that because people finally started seeing trafficking and began reporting it in greater numbers. Beyond that, a Harvard study on a topic noticed that the likely negative consequences of legalized prostitution on a country's influence of human trafficking might be seen to support those who argue in favor of banning prostitution, thereby reducing the flows of trafficking. However, such a line of argumentation overlooks potential benefits that the legalization of prostitution might have on those employed in the industry. Until sex workers are heard and respected, nothing is going to change. We should be listening to them and involving them in reform, because they are the possible this will impact. If there is something to be afraid of regarding people entering sex work, beyond the fact that it is a very dangerous profession, is that it tends to render women voiceless. Society will too easily dismiss what they have to say because many people have been told that they do not need to listen to sex workers, or regard them with anything other than disgust or pity. There are a lot of people out there who do not want to accept the reality that, for the most part, sex workers are just ordinary women who are doing a job they may like or dislike to various degrees for ordinary reasons. To pay their rent or support their kids or to save up money for future goals. When we decriminalize sex workers' lives get better. It makes it possible for them to go to police when dealing with unruly clients, rather than being reluctant to do so because it is illegal. It allows them labor rights. That means if they are employed, they can expect clean, healthy workplace from their employees. In Nevada, at legal brothels, 84% of prostitutes remarked that their jobs felt safe. That was largely because the police, employers, and co-workers were there to protect them. There is evidence to indicate decriminalization makes non-sex workers' environments better. When Rhode Island decriminalized sex work for 6 years, from 2003 to 2009, a study by UCLA found there was a dramatic drop in sexually transmitted disease and rape. The study's authors remarked that decriminalization could have potentially large social benefits for the population at large, not just sex market participants. We need to realize that, like every other woman, sex workers are already someone's daughter. They are also their own person. and we have to start listening to what they have to say. Thank you, everybody.